Hey Screen Rant fans, it's Rob here with Ryan.
Hey guys.
Today we're diving into the magical world of Disney with a theory battle all about everyone's favorite resident of Agrabah, Aladdin.
Disney's actually coming out with a live-action Aladdin movie in May of 2019, and with the amount of money that they spend on marketing, you can bet we're going to be hearing a whole lot about it very soon. Will Smith is going to have some pretty big shoes to fill as the Genie after what Robin Williams did with the role, but that's a discussion for another time.
So since not too much is known about the live-action Aladdin movie just yet, today's theories are going to be focused on the animated version that came out in 1992. For those keeping track, that was 26 years ago. I don't know about you, but that makes me feel pretty old.
Dude, as soon as we're done with this video, I'm Googling nursing homes for myself.
If this is the first episode of Theory Battle that you've seen, the concept is pretty straightforward. We're each going to take turns presenting a film theory and why we think it's the most amazing thing in the world.
Then in the comments section, you guys decide which one you think is the most likely to be true. Dive in there, get judgmental, debate, discuss, fight it out, in a polite way, of course.
Yeah, we're not looking to start a civil war over Aladdin theories.
I would kind of want to see that though, if I'm being honest.
Before we get into the theories, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and ring the little bell. That'll let you stay up to date with all our new content.
Content like theory battles, pitch meetings, lists, theory breakdowns, and a whole lot more.
Alright Ryan, go ahead and kick us off with the first Aladdin theory.
Thank you very much, Rob. So the theory I'm going to be presenting says that the whole movie was about Aladdin's first wish. This theory was shared on Reddit back in 2016 by a user named Undependable.
I have to say, that doesn't exactly make me feel great about the strength of this theory.
Yeah, for some reason all the best theories seem to come from people with usernames like Crazy Duck Guy 23 or I Am Always Wrong 45. Anyway, Undependable must be an ironic name or something because the guy went deep into developing this theory.
Right off the bat, it kind of sounds like nonsense. I mean, we saw Aladdin make like 4 wishes in the movie.
Or did we, Rob?
Yes.
Well, not according to this theory, so let's break it down. The first wish we saw Aladdin ask for was actually a trick he played on Genie to get out of the cave. Doesn't count because he got all crafty with the phrasing. Super sneaky, not a very cool thing to do, but hey, he did it. His next wish, aka his first real wish, is what this theory is really concerned with. You remember what his first wish was?
Well, first off, he wanted Genie to make Jasmine fall in love with him, but Genie was like, yeah, nope, can't do that.
Exactly, and then he was like, okay, I guess the only way I could even have a shot with her is if I was a prince.
So then he wished to be a prince.
Except he actually didn't. His exact words were, Genie, I wish for you to make me a prince.
That sounds pretty much like the same thing.
Well, according to the theory, it's a super important distinction. It's the difference between Genie, I wish I had a sandwich, and Genie, I wish for you to make me a sandwich. In that first wish, a sandwich would probably appear right in front of you, and you'd be like, oh, awesome, now I have a sandwich, that's what I wished for, everything went great. But in that second version, you're actually wishing for the process of the Genie making you a sandwich. He's gotta get the bread, get the tuna and peanut butter or whatever.
What kind of sandwiches are you eating?
And he's gotta put it all together, go through the whole process, make the sandwich.
Okay, but after Aladdin wishes to be made a prince, he showed up at the palace as Prince Ali.
Yeah, sure, he was dressed as a prince, he had all the flair and elephants and whatnot, but he was just pretending to be one. I mean, at a certain point, Genie tells Aladdin that he should tell Jasmine the truth, and it's like, what truth? That he's not a prince? If he had wished to be a prince, he'd be a prince, and that would be the truth.
Why wouldn't he have just wished to be a prince then?
Because he doesn't actually care about being a prince. Like, I'm sure he thinks it'd be nice and all, but that's not what he's in this for. What he actually wants is for Jasmine to fall in love with him. That's the end game. But like we said, that's a no-go for Genie. He can't do that. So now let's take a look at how Genie, going through the process of actually making Aladdin a prince, can achieve this goal of getting with Jasmine. Based on the actual definition of what a prince is, there are 2 ways Aladdin could be one. The first is that his dad would have to be king.
Since Aladdin's an orphan, I guess that path is kind of complicated.
Yeah, Genie can't bring people back from the dead, and even if he could, then we'd have a zombie king situation on our hands. That doesn't sound fun. So the other way for Aladdin to become a prince is for him to marry a princess. That's kind of a complicated situation too, because the law says a princess can only marry a prince. But Aladdin's not actually a prince yet, so that's kind of a roadblock. So Genie is put in this super tricky situation where in order to fulfill Aladdin's wish of him going through the process of making him a prince, he needs to get a couple of things done. First, he needs to be kind of a wingman for Aladdin, kind of provide the ideal romantic settings for Jasmine to naturally fall in love with him. So he creates a situation where they can spend time together, get to know each other and whatnot.
He also needs the Sultan to willingly change the law that says princesses can only marry princes.
Yeah, and through the events of the movie that the genie sets in motion, that's exactly what the Sultan does. So by the end of the movie, the genie has essentially granted Aladdin's very first wish. He has made Aladdin a prince. Aladdin basically found a workaround for Genie's roadblock of not being able to make someone fall in love with him.
Alright, good theory, Ryan.
Thank you very much. So what's yours, Rob?
The theory I'm presenting has been floating around for a while now, and it's a pretty dark one. It says that Aladdin takes place in a post-apocalyptic future.
Say what now?
Yeah, the general consensus has pretty much always been that the movie takes place a long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away.
No.
Yeah, my bad. My brain just automatically fills that part in. Carry on.
So yeah, the movie seems to take place in a super old-fashioned Arabian setting, but there are actually quite a few things that point to it taking place way into the future. A lot of this actually stems from a couple of weird lines from the genie that don't really fit together with the logic of the movie taking place in the past. When he comes out of the lamp, he's like, "Oh man, I've been in that thing for 10,000 years." Except he says it in a much more exciting Robin Williams voice. But then at another point, he says that an outfit that Aladdin tries on looks like it was from the 300s. So the people behind this theory said, wait a minute, math is a thing.
Math is a thing, that's true.
If the genie's been in the lamp for 10,000 years and he remembers fashion from the year 300, this movie takes place at least in the year 10,300. So according to the theory, there was some kind of apocalyptic event that led to an almost total wipeout of human civilization.
Getting real dark real fast.
Yeah, and so most of the world's population would have been wiped out by whatever this event was. But not everyone and not everything. Some people somehow survived, and so did some of the futuristic technology. So for example, the city of Agrabah is kind of the rebirth of civilization put together by the survivors. That's why they have a lot of primitive technology, but also some stuff that's more advanced.
Whoa, hold up. There wasn't any advanced technology in Aladdin.
That's because they didn't refer to it as technology. They referred to it as magic.
Ah.
So as an example, the so-called magic carpet would actually be a piece of advanced flight technology that survived the apocalypse. The theory also explains why Iago the parrot is able to communicate so well. Either humans develop technology in the future that allows animals to speak, or maybe radiation from the apocalyptic event mutated him.
So wait, is the genie like the world's most advanced version of Siri? Or like a personification of Alexa?
Could be. The genie is really the key to this whole theory, actually. He says and does a lot of stuff that makes it seem like he's definitely not from the past. Like how he does a bunch of impressions of celebrities from our time period. He wouldn't know about them if he was actually living in the past.
I mean, isn't the genie like omnipotent though? Like he's supposed to know everything that's ever happened or will happen?
That's how some people have tried to debunk this theory, actually. But is the genie actually omnipotent? If he's actually this all-seeing and all-powerful being, some of the stuff that happens to him in the movie doesn't really make sense.
He turned into Jack Nicholson. Seems pretty all-powerful to me.
Okay, but if he was actually omnipotent, wouldn't he have just seen through Aladdin's fake wish trick in the Cave of Wonder? His jaw literally dropped after that stunt. He did not see that coming. Also, why would he be so shocked that Aladdin wished for his freedom? Didn't see that coming either. It doesn't really seem like such an all-seeing being to me.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
There's some other futuristic stuff going on too in other Aladdin properties that make it seem like this isn't happening in the past. Like for example, in one of the official video games, you have red stop signs. Didn't have those back then. There also seems to be an unexploded atomic bomb. Not only is that not something you'd see in ancient Saudi Arabia, but it also suggests that there was some kind of big conflict. That could actually be what led to the apocalypse.
Alright, Rob, interesting theory. I guess we'll have to wait and see if they reference current pop culture in the live-action Aladdin to find out if this is something that Disney's really leaning into.
Let's just hope they don't have the genie referencing stuff like emojis and Angry Birds.
Yeah, could definitely do without that. So let's do a quick recap so you guys at home can make up your minds about which of these two theories is the most likely to be true. My theory says that the entire movie was actually the fulfillment of Aladdin's first wish. His phrasing of wishing for the genie to make him a prince meant Genie had to go through the whole process. In order to do that, Genie had to set the plot of the movie in motion. He had to be Aladdin's wingman and pull the strings so that the Sultan would legally change the marriage law.
And my theory says that the movie actually takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. Genie says he's been in the lamp for 10,000 years, but he has memories of the year 300. He also has knowledge of pop culture from our time. And finally, there are remnants of futuristic technology all over the place.
So now it's time to turn it over to you guys in the YouTube comment section. Which of these two theories do you think is the most likely to be true?
Is the entire movie secretly about the genie granting Aladdin's first wish, or does the movie take place in some post-apocalyptic future?
Or do you have an even better theory about Aladdin that you'd like to share? There's actually one that says that the entire movie is a made-up story from the salesman at the beginning of the movie who's just trying to sell us a lamp. I kinda like that one actually.
Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and tell us what you think about the upcoming live-action Aladdin movie.
If this was your first episode of Theory Battle, we've done some other episodes you'd probably enjoy too. Just recently we did one about possible ways that Marvel might have the X-Men join the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
One of us said that Professor X made everybody forget that mutants ever existed using Cerebro, and the other said that being exposed to the power of the Infinity Stones during the snap will activate mutant genes in some people, which will then give birth to the the X-Men.
Both really interesting theories and definitely worth checking out. Thanks so much for watching this video, and be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can even ring that little bell thing if you like. That'll let you stay up to date with all our new stuff. Alright, I'm off to check out some nursing homes. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.